Hello students, hope you did well with the paper. Please subscribe to the channel in order to get the free PDF of the solved question paper of Energy Science and Engineering 22-23 batch paper. Now, as you can see the question paper, it has come exactly as per the model paper that had been floated on our channel. Secondly, seeing the question paper, you should now realize that if you are updated with recent energy updates of general knowledge and general science, then the paper is comparatively a very easy paper asked on a regular basis, except one or two new words like section B 2D describe Deen Bandhu biogas plant. Even if you have mentioned the details of biogas plant, you will get your marks. Secondly, few full forms like PV cell, PWR, etc. So all these things, if you keep yourself updated with recent changes going on in the field of energy science and engineering, you will easily be able to solve this paper. Secondly, as per request from many students regarding this being in Hindi, you can see the whole question paper is in English, and the more you write for this theoretical paper, the more marks you are going to get. Okay, let us begin. It is a 100-mark question paper, time given 3 hours. We are solving section A, 2-mark questions each. All the 5 units have been covered in section A. What is the first question? How heat energy can be converted into mechanical energy. This is done with the help of heat engines. You are very familiar with them. You must have done numericals also. So heat engines convert heat energy into mechanical energy, and they utilize the point of temperature difference while doing this work. Define entropy. This question has been asked many times. Entropy is a measure of the system's thermal energy per unit temperature that is available for doing useful work. You can also say that it is described as the measure of molecular disorder of a system. Illustrate the nuclear fission. Nuclear fission takes place when large unstable isotope is bombarded by high-speed particles. Since these are 2-mark questions, 1 mark you will fetch for explaining the term, and another 1 mark if you give an example. That will fetch you more higher marks. Full 2 marks you can get for these answers. What are the advantages of nuclear energy? Nuclear energy produces in large amount. Nuclear power plants produce less pollution, and small amount of nuclear fuel can run a power plant for a very long time. Principle of solar cell. Solar cell is based on the principle of photovoltaic effect. 1 mark for that. Another 1 mark where you can explain photovoltaic effect in just 1 line, not more than that, because they are only 2-mark questions. On what factors that the collector efficiency of a solar flat plate collector depend? This has been asked twice in the paper. Flat plate collector, the more efficiently it collects through optical phenomena and less of thermal losses, the more efficient will be our solar panel or solar flat plate connector. Geothermal energy resources are reservoirs of hot water that exist or are human-made at varying temperatures. Geo is earth, and whatever you are getting from there, the earth's surface, there are the various types of geothermal energies. They can be usefully extracted from hydrothermal, geopressurized, hot, dry rock and magma, etc. Various biological energy sources. Biological energy sources include biological, means relating to biology. Burning wood to create heat, where people cook food, etc. Using biodiesel and ethanol to fuel vehicles. Using methane gas and wood to generate electricity. What are the alternatives to deal with energy crisis? Energy crisis can be dealt with the help of solar energy, like solar power panels, etc., hydropower, wind energy, wind turbines, etc., which are used to generate energy, geothermal, and biomass energy. So, describe the term energy conservation and energy audit. So 1 mark for energy conservation and 1 mark for energy audit. Energy conservation, that means to conserve something, to protect something. So the practice of using less energy, like turning off lights when you are leaving a room, not utilizing much of petrol, preferring other means of conveyance. Audit is like an inspection, the way you give your exam. So auditing is inspection and analysis of energy flow in a building and whether the building is following the energy conservation norms like green energy, etc., or not. Let us come to section B. These questions are of 10 marks each, and as usual, they have covered all the 5 units while giving the section B question, and they are expecting you to solve any 3. First, discuss the concept of quantum. Also, describe how quantization of energy takes place. This question has been asked many times in this paper. This is related to quantum physics. Quantum, that means where you say light travels in bundles or quanta of energy. So it is the study of matter and energy at the most fundamental level. Now your 10 marks will be divided like 2 marks they will give if you explain the concept of quantum, and 8 marks where you will give either a diagram showing the quantization of energy levels or you will explain the eigenvalue formula. So many quantum experiments examine very small objects as electron, photon, etc. Quantization means that having certain fixed energy levels, then the energy is quantized. That means it exists only in these energy levels. For this, you can explain with the help of an example of particle in one-dimensional box, apply the Schrodinger wave equation, and get the expression for energy quantization as En is equal to n square h square, where h is Planck's constant, upon 8 ml square, where m is mass of the particle, L the length of your particle in one-dimensional well. From this equation, you can see it is clear that particle can have only certain discrete energy levels corresponding to n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is how the breakage of your marks will be for the 10-mark question. Illustrate the concept of nuclear fission reactor design with the help of diagram and explain PVR type of fission reactor. So PVR, they have just written it like this only. Now, nuclear reactor. First, you have to give the nuclear fission reactor. You have to explain it with the help of a diagram, and PVR is pressurized water reactor. As such, the basic concept is same, that here we use pure water is heated to very high temperature by fission, but it is kept under pressure so that this does not start boiling. Then this is converted to steam by a steam generator here. Just this helps in generating electricity which is supplied to villages, etc. At times, if cooling is required, it is done. So this is diagram, since they are saying that explain with the help of a diagram. So PWR full form is pressurized water reactor, and a common nuclear power reactor design is one which consists of pure water heated to very high temperature by fission, kept under high pressure to prevent it from boiling and convert it to steam by a steam generator, which is utilized for creating electricity. Uses also you can mention here that they make use of light water, ordinary water as their coolant and neutron moderator. Classify different types of solar thermal collector and show the constructional details of a flat plate collector. What are the main advantages? So again, your 10 marks get divided, where you will explain different types of solar thermal collector, maybe 4 marks, another 4 marks you can get for the constructional details of a flat plate collector, and 2 marks for the advantages. This is how you will fetch 10 marks, because this is a theoretical paper. So the solar collector types are the non-concentrating collectors and the concentrating collectors. In this, flat plate collector, evacuated tube collector, here parabolic dish, parabolic trough, etc. Basically, solar collector means how much sunlight is it able to collect for utilization and making of electricity. So the flat plate solar collectors are the most fundamental and most studied. Sun heats a dark flat plate surface which collects as much energy as possible. Any collector which is collecting as much of sunlight is efficient, and the main components are black surface, glazing cover, tubes containing heating fluid, and supporting structures. Here you can see the solar radiations are coming on this at a glazing angle. This is collecting it, insulation layer. Here is the inflow and the outflow is the cooling, and this is the absorber plate. This diagram will fetch you 4 marks. Advantages: it is very easy to manufacture, low cost, and it collects both diffused and direct radiations. It requires very little maintenance. Now, this question, even if you have explained biomass plant or biogas plant, and this word Deen Bandhu biogas, this is what I was telling you, that the more you are updated with what is happening new in the field, you can write these answers very easily. Let us see. Now, discuss the process of production of biogas and from biomass. So, this is a 10-mark question. 2 or 3 marks will be for the first part, and the remaining 7 either or 8 marks will be for the Deen Bandhu biogas plant. First, what is a biogas plant? Biogas is produced when bacteria digests organic matter, that is biomass, in the absence of oxygen. This process is called anaerobic digestion. This occurs naturally, or it can even be made to occur artificially. Here you can see the biogas cycle: organic waste, anaerobic digestion, and then this biogas can be utilized for various purposes. Now, this Deen Bandhu biogas plant, it has been asked for the first time. Let me tell you, this is a model that has been developed by Action for Food Production, New Delhi in 1984. And Deen Bandhu, basically it means friends of the poor, because it is very simple, low cost, user friendly, does not require much maintenance, and it gives a very good output. That is why Deen Bandhu, friend of poor. The concepts and principles are same. Only thing, it is efficient. Efficiency is more. Surface area of biogas plant is reduced or minimized to reduce their installation cost, and efficiency is equal. Now, the Deen Bandhu biogas plant, you can have a look at the diagram, which will fetch you very good marks if you are able to make it. How to explain it in short? Deen Bandhu biogas plant, here, design consists of segment of 2 spheres of different diameters which have been joined at their base. Structure acts as the digester, as fermentation chamber, as well as gas storage chamber. This digester is connected with the inlet pipe and the outlet tank. upper part of the normal slurry level of the outlet tank is designed to accommodate the slurry to be displaced out of digester with the generation and accumulation of biogas. This is what it is, a very simple and easy design. Entire plant can be built by any trained mason using locally available materials, no moving parts, not much of expenditure, and its output is very good. Any question in this paper you get where it says mention the good points of this project, always approximately the answer points consist of these things only. Summarize global warming features and focus the impact of this phenomena on the disturbance of sustainability of environment. This is a complete general knowledge question. Global warming. The very big impact of global warming is it is modifying the rainfall pattern. It is lengthening the growing seasons in some regions. It is melting all our ice caps and glaciers. It is resulting in many different type of diseases. So global warming, the impact is more intense heat waves or fluctuations in temperatures. If it is cold, it is very cold. If it is hot, it is very hot. And climatic changes are occurring because of this impact. That is severe storms, drought, warming, rising ocean, not enough food, and of course, much more health risk. Elaborate more of these points, write them down in your own words. Section C again, 10-mark question. Discuss the main features of various types of renewable and non-renewable energy resources. Explain the importance of non-conventional energy sources in the context of global warming. See, global warming has been asked twice. Right now also I told global warming, again global warming. 10 mark will get divided as main features of various types. 4 marks you will get here and 6 marks for the importance and the sources of global context. Second part. So main sources of energy. Try drawing this flow chart, which I have also explained in my book. Sources of energy: conventional, non-conventional, conventional under commercial and non-commercial, commercial coal, petroleum, electricity, non-commercial firewood, straw, dried dung. Non-conventional sources of energy: bioenergy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, and energy from urban waste. Natural resources like wind, tides, solar, biomass, etc. They generate electricity in energy which is known as non-conventional. Discuss the term radiation and discuss the difference between them. So for defining radiation, you get 2 marks, and for discussing the difference between direct radiation and diffuse radiation, you get 8 marks. So radiation is energy that comes from a source and travels through space at the speed of light. You can also say electromagnetic energy. Direct radiation, diffuse radiation. Direct radiation have a unique part, diffuse have a scattered. Direct are very intense, diffuse not very intense. Direct, atmospheric conditions like cloud and pollution decrease with it. Atmospheric radiations increase with diffused radiation. And direct, you get it when the sky is clear, you get more of direct radiation. Illustrates the term nuclear fusion. How does it differ from fission? 10 marks. So 2 marks for explaining nuclear fusion and 8 marks for difference. So you can explain nuclear fusion very easily by the definition that if light nuclei are forced together, they will fuse with a yield of energy because the mass of combination will be less than the sum of masses of the individual nuclei. You can give few reactions also. Here see, 2 of hydrogen have combined to give helium along with energy. And for difference, always try making a table. This fetches more marks. Fission reaction does not occur naturally. Fusion occurs in stars such as sun. Fission produces many highly radioactive particles. Fusion few radioactive particles, fission, energy released is million times greater than that in chemical reactions, and in fusion, energy released is 3 to 4 times greater than the energy released by fission. Discuss essential features of hydrogen-oxygen cell, draw a suitable diagram of this cell, and give the reactions that took place at the electrode. 10 marks, you will get 2 marks, 2 to 3 marks for discussing essential features, 4 to 5 marks for drawing the diagram, and for reactions, 2 marks. So a fuel cell is a device that generates electricity through an electrochemical reaction, not combustion. In a fuel cell, hydrogen and oxygen combine to generate electricity. This is what a fuel cell looks like. Hydrogen and oxygen are combining to generate electricity here. Advantages: renewable and readily available, powerful source of energy, almost zero emission. Now, write short note on solar cell array. Solar cell array, simple English. That means this is a solar cell, solar panel, and we are combining and making it into this form. It becomes a solar array. So a solar array starts with solar cells or photovoltaic cells, which are then grouped together to make solar panels. This group of solar panel is called an array. A solar array also helps the panel to generate electricity from the sun's rays and supplies it to different households. Solar array responsible for passing electric current to the solar inverter. Solar arrays are made of photovoltaic cells which are combined in the screen. Solar array prohibit light reflection, and solar arrays fit everywhere. They have a shelf life of approximately 20 to 25 years. They can tolerate harsh climatic conditions. Discuss the mechanism of photoconduction in a PV cell, photovoltaic cell. They have written it as PV. So conversion of light energy to electrical energy is based on the phenomena of photovoltaic effect. When semiconductor materials are exposed to light, some of the photons of light ray are absorbed by the semiconductor crystal, which causes a significant number of free electrons in the crystal. And PN junction, you can refer my book also. It has been explained in very great detail, photovoltaic cell, how they are taking the light energy and converting it into electricity. Single basin and two basin system. Single basin system and two basin system. See, one-way system comes as a single-way system of tidal power plant, and in the two-way you are having double cycle system. Basic tidal power plant, two basins at different levels are made and a dam is provided in between them. Inlet and outlet gates are made in the dam. The water level in double cycle system, power generation is possible during the low as well as high tide. And disadvantages or limitations of tidal energy: high tidal power plant construction costs are very high, negative influence on marine life, location limits, and variable intensity of sea waves. Describe the process of gasification of solid biomass. What is the general composition of gas produced and what is the heating value? So 2 marks you will get for gasification explanation. Biomass gasification is a process of converting solid biomass fuel into gaseous combustible gas through a sequence of thermochemical reactions. Biomass gasification process includes drying step, pyrolysis step, combustion step, and reduction or gasification step. The gasification of biomass allows the production of a synthesis of syngas consisting of hydrogen, carbon monoxide, methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. The application allows the conversion of different biomass feedstocks to a more convenient gaseous fuel. Green energy, that is whatever you are getting directly from nature, is green energy. like solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, biomass. They are all coming under the category of green energy. And any one which you are comfortable with, you can explain as per the heading of your syllabus, like Unit 3, solar energy, wind turbine, geothermal, hydropower. They are all natural sources of energy, having less pollution, giving a good output, and causing less harm to the environment. Briefly explain the different types of storage systems. Energy storage devices are systems which store energy in various forms, such as electrochemical, kinetic, electromagnetic, etc. Renewable conversion, you can make this table, and or you can even make this flowchart. Energy storage, indirect and direct. You have the block diagram for the various energy storage systems. Thank you.